get our full-blown acceleration here. Yeah, super quick. The 8-speed automatic is such a good transmission. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going over a 2022 Chrysler 300 Touring L with all-wheel drive. A huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Jeep Chrysler here in Sandy for giving me some time with this Chrysler 300. Check out the inventory in the description down below. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into the review. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 3.6 liter V6 goes to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 18 around town and then 27 on the highway, with power outputs being 300 horsepower and then 264 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the 300. So first off, just like the Dodge Charger, actually, it has the same two lines here in the center of the hood. Kind of hard to see with the white paint, but yeah, they have like the same exact hood. Coming down to the lights though, this is where things change quite a bit. You've got the accent lighting there off to the side with the projector bulb, and then notice here with the parking sensors on the front end, and then you've got your fog light action happening here at the very bottom. Notice that the front grille has been blacked out and it's just massive for the size of car this is. And then notice here, Chrysler logo there in the center. And yeah, that's the front end. Coming around the side here, I've got two 35mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then look at the coloration here on the wheels themselves. You've got this like dark metallic gray, definitely looks fantastic and contrasts nicely to the white paint on this particular 300. Other than that, there's not too much happening here on the side. This has the same line here that goes across just like on the Charger. But notice how the fender there in the back pops out quite a bit, gives it a muscular appearance. And yeah, that's the side. Now here is the key fob for the 300. We've got the unlock, the lock, the remote start, and then the opening here for the trunk, which pops right open. Definitely a nice feature. And then you can see here with all of the mats and everything in the back. And then lifting this up, we got the spare tire underneath. And trunk space is really good because this is a pretty large sized sedan. Other than that, that's all. So you go. Now finishing things up here with the rear, we've got the signature 300 taillights, which I still think look pretty good to this day. And then notice all of our badges are darker in coloration. Parking sensors along the bottom, and then you can see here with the kind of like wedge shapes over the exhaust tips, and there you go. Now here's a door panel in the rear. First off, we got this wood trim here at the top and then the silver trim down below. And then we've got padding all over the door panel itself. And then here are these seats. So you can see here again with the padding then perforated here in the center portion. And let's actually pop in. Ooh, wow, legroom's great. Headroom's great as well. Also, notice the vents. We've got heated seats back here. Sunshade for the back. And then also the USBs. Gigantic armrest cup holder situation. And I want to mention that these seats are so, like, look at this. It's like super padded. It makes these seats very comfortable. Let's head to the front. Now here's the door panel at the front. Again, same thing with the wood trim and then the silver trim down below and then the padding all over. This is actually softer to the touch than the padding down below that, which is kind of interesting. Anyways, all of our window controls right here, front to your automatic, and then the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. That's our Chrysler logo. And then here's the front seat, again with the padding. And then notice it's, so this is kind of like firmer here, but then it gets softer as you go down. And then the padding here where you sit is very soft to the touch. Pedal layout down below. And then you notice here with the light controls, opening for the trunk, steering wheel is power adjustable, and let's pop in. Now here is the steering wheel with the 300. You can see padding all around and then the contrast, the stitching there in the center portion. Cruise control, radio controls are on the back, controls for the center stack, voice command, phone controls as well. Turn signal, windshield wiper stock, and that's all for the steering wheel. So here's our center gauge cluster. You can see you've got RPMs on the left side, on the right side you've got the speed, and then we have a few screens we can scroll through here in the center to see stuff like fuel economy, right? Audio, all that fun stuff, right? And other than that, that's all for the center. Now here is the center infotainment system. Notice we've got the Chrysler clock there just up above, but first off we pop it into reverse. Now it's got a backup camera with trajectory lines. They do turn with the steering wheel. And then moving from that, first off dual zone climate and heated, cooled seats, and then you can do the sunshade control right here. Response time at the screen is great. as you can see. Really easy to use, and there you go. Down below here, we've got analog controls for the radio, stability control, parking sensors, and then we've got our dual zone climate controls. And then if we press this little button right here, decent amount of storage space actually. You got 12 volt inside of it. But again, notice the wood trim, and then we've got the dial shifter here for the 300. And then notice we got this to cover up the cup holders, and then you can see the padding with the center console. Another 12 volt inside of that. Then the glove box setup, and then more wood trim there. And then you do get some stitching right here at the top of the dash. And then lighter colored headliner, nothing too crazy happening up top. So here's our window sticker for this 2022 300. You guys can feel free to freeze frame if you can read all the standard equipment that comes with this. This one has the comfort group, which gives you the leather seats with perforated inserts. But you can see all the other stuff that's added with that particular package. Total MSRP, $42,975. And let's take it out and see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood. Both mirrors, which do have blind spot monitoring. And throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. Setting off here in the 300. And it's been quite some time since I've driven one of these because, you know, Chrysler just doesn't sell a whole lot of these, at least here in Utah, right? But first off, I also drove a Dodge Charger all-wheel drive yesterday, and so I'm going to see if there's actually a difference that I can feel between both of the vehicles. And steering was a little bit too close. There we go. That should be a better view for you guys. But anyways, first off, from a ride quality perspective, it's actually really smooth. Where are you going, van? Use your turn signal. Yeah, it's smooth from a ride quality perspective. 8-speed automatic with the V6. Smooth, relatively quick. We'll get a full-blown acceleration here in a minute. But yeah, it's actually pretty solid. Slowing down here. Yeah, it feels nice. The seat's really comfortable. I said that in the walk around, and I just want to reiterate that. Very comfortable. I'm going to pop on the ventilated seat function because I am getting toasty today. And, well, get our full-blown acceleration here. Yeah, super quick. The 8-speed automatic is such a good transmission. Yeah, really quick to shift. No problem with that. So, you know, there's not really much I have to do because, again, I drove a Charger yesterday, and I can say this drive's pretty much identical. Maybe feels a little bit smoother than the Charger, but it's pretty close. I mean, they're built on the same platform. So let's sum things up with the Chrysler 300. First off, exterior-wise, you know, it's got that nice, luxurious luxury car look on the outside. I think it still looks good to this day. Interior, it's kind of a mixed bag. Seats are amazing. But, you know, most brands have come a long way since this car was originally released. And so stuff like this on the dash, like for a car that's kind of marketed more as like a entry-level luxury car, it's just not all there. Like, look at the new Jeep Grand Cherokee L, for example. It just, that interior looks so much more premium than what this has. So definitely, yeah, definitely take that into consideration. And then from driving perspective, it's smooth, it's comfortable. I guess that's, I'm a little bit confused. Like, I understand why Chrysler still makes this because, you know, some people still buy it, but at the same time, I think they just need to revamp this in some way. Because, I mean, like, this Jeep dealership, for example, that I used to work at, by the way, you know, they don't get a whole lot of these because there's just not a whole lot of demand. People, like they'll sell a bunch of the minivans, right, the Pacificas, but these 300s, right, there's just not a whole lot of demand for them. And so it's, yeah, I don't know, I think it's time for Chrysler to kind of revamp things a little bit with this car. Or if they just want to get rid of it altogether, throw a Hellcat engine in it before they get rid of the Hellcat engine. Just do a 1-year run. You know, they'll only sell like maybe 100 of them, but that'd be, and they also need to do that with the Pacifica too. But that's a story for another day. But anyways, that's Chrysler 300. If you want one, they have this one. It's available. I'll see you guys. That's going to sum things up for our video on this 2022 Chrysler 300. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram Jeep Chrysler here in Sandy, Utah for giving me some time with this 300. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see ya.